What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Happy to have you on here. So in a previous video, I presented to you Jitbook, which was a documentation tool which allowed you to document your app or whatever you are building in a very easy way. And so today I'm going to present you again two other options as well, which are much easier to use and that you can make use of. Personally, I always go for Jitbook, but if Jitbook might be too complicated for you, you can always check out these two other options. So today we're going to be discovering Storybook and Docusaurus. Docusaurus. I think that's how they pronounce it. Docusaurus. That's how they pronounce it. Yeah. So let's check it out. Let's begin with Storybook and let's see a little bit how it works and why it might be easier or better than the other one. All right. So first off, you can install it using npm. Directly install it with npm. And from there, you can send it to your Git repository and you can easily make changes. So already from the onset, the installation is quite straightforward and quite easy. And so what it offers in addition, or that Jitbook doesn't offer, is this visual editor, which allows you to customize a lot of things. Certainly, Jitbook does have a visual editor, but the customization features are kind of limited on there. But with this one, you can set up your documentation very easily, and you can customize it whether it's manually or equally visually. So it's quite amazing. So all you can do here, if you notice here, is localhost. Is on localhost that all of this is done. Once you install it, you can easily run it using the npm commands, and you can easily access your documentation, update it totally visually, or using the .md syntax. So Storybook is quite easier to start, easier to showcase. And as you can see, we already have very big brands already which make use of Storybook as well. So develop durable user interfaces. This is made for developers who use these different frameworks, build UI components and pages in isolation, implement components and pages without needing to fuss with data, API, or business logic. You can check out what that means. So here you have your documentation here. You can set up the data and you can easily access it. So it does use .js files as well. And it's kind of really fully featured, if I can say it that way. So as compared to Jitbook, which doesn't really integrate data mapping and integration, Storybook does come with a lot more features. So mock hard to reach edge cases as stories and so on and so forth. So supercharge your workflow. It does have a lot of add-ons and many other things as well. You can show graphs, you can show diagrams, pie charts, and you can really integrate a lot of tools with Storybook. So as you can see here, it does have a lot of integrations available, over 400 integrations and over 35 million downloads per week. So Storybook really is, I can say, the industry standard. A lot of people do use Storybook as well. So test your UI with less effort and no flake, and many document UI for your team to reuse and so on and so forth. So it does come with a lot of features. As you can see, just from the web page, it does have a lot of things. It even has automate UI workflows and many other things. So it's really way more well-rounded than Jitbook. But personally, for me, I do prefer simplicity. That's why I go with Jitbook. All of this complication right here might be suitable for some other people as well. So yeah. So there you have it. It is free. We can make use of it. It's free. You don't have to pay to make use of it. I'm sure maybe some add-ons might be paid, but I don't know. You can check that out. It does have an enterprise version that will definitely be paid. So let's check out some documentations which make use of Storybook precisely. So you already have these big brands, Adobe already, which makes use of it, BBC, which makes use of it, and some other brands, even Superbase. So if you're already seeing these big names over here, it really tells you that Storybook is really the standard when it comes to documentation. So yeah. So there are a lot of other brands that make use of it, but let's just check out those few. So yeah. So yeah, let's try to see other names or other people who make use of it. JetBrains does make use of Storybook. What else do we have? Other names, gov.uk. Wow, that's interesting. So yeah, let's check out some of the documentation. So yeah, so Adobe Spectrum web components. Let me see. Oh, Well, it doesn't seem like it's a documentation for these brands. I'm trying to see. Maybe I'm not on the right place. All right, yeah. So I just had to come to the right link. So as you can see here, when you look at the URL, you see opensource.adobe.com. So this is an Adobe documentation. You can see that it's hosted on the adobe.com domain. It's a subdomain on the Adobe. So you can see here, it's a documentation that was created with Storybook by the Adobe team. So equally BBC, I'm pretty sure it's going to be something similar. So, and equally Superbase, I'm sure it's going to be something similar. Yeah. So, it might not be their main documentation from what I see. For example, with the Superbase, I see they are not using it as their main documentation, but it does show that they do have an affiliation with it. Yeah. So, Storybook is really good. It's really great. You know, the design is simple and it does come with a lot of things. So, I'm not surprised that some major brands do use this as well. So, definitely check it out if you want to get started. It's pretty easy to do so. So you just have to use npm install, and you install the Storybook, and you can just go ahead and make all the changes that you need to make. So it's very easy to use. I definitely recommend this. Now moving on to the next, Docusaurus is also very beautiful. It's actually even more easier to use Docusaurus than Storybook as well. So you can build optimized websites quickly and focus on your content. So you don't need to worry about much of anything. So it's powered by MDX syntax. It's built using React, ready for translations, document versioning, content search, and much more. So yeah, so let's just take a look at some of the let's take a look at the playground and see what's like. So for example, this is a documentation created with Docusaurus. As you can see, it's pretty standard, pretty basic. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to have a repository where you have all your files and you can easily just configure it. Yeah. So if we take a look at getting started, the introduction, you can use npm to install it. Once it's done, you launch it, and then you have access to it using the local host, and then you can easily update it using the .md syntax. It's even faster to get started than Storybook. So Docusaurus as well is a great example. And just looking at this design, I can already tell some websites which do use this documentation already. So here are some amazing tools you can use to set up a documentation for your project and really get it running and get it started and focus mainly on the content quite easily and quite seamlessly. So this one equally has a feature for translation and equally dark mode and light modes quite easily, quite nice. Yeah, so definitely check out those two. Maybe you can go with Storybook or you can go with Docusaurus. Whatever suits your needs, then you should definitely go for it. So there you have it. Two amazing tools to document your app. So I hope you like the video. Catch you on the next one.